All right, everybody, we've returned. We're going to be unboxing the new for 2026 HalloweenCostumes.com BIGFOOT animatronic. This one, if you can't tell by the box, is by Seasonal Visions. So let's just get things started. Looking at the box here, you have a nice little picture of him. Another picture of him close up where you can see his eyes are glowing a little bit. We have a write-up, as they usually do in their boxes, and a size chart. You can see how big he is supposed to be. Now, one issue I'm having right now with this has to be the way they've shipped this box. These SVI boxes are really not the sturdiest ever at all, especially in storage. I just noticed after a very short amount of time, with very small amounts of pressure, they will start to capitulate, and they've just shipped him straight in this box. No other box inside of this, just the SVI box. Now the Evil Pixie, as you just saw in my unboxing, was shipped inside of the box on its own, but that box is a lot sturdier than this one is. There definitely needs to be some reconsideration here, because you can see here, there's a little dent, and actually, when I got it in the mail, this is what happened. A massive pole just sticking right out from the side of it. No idea if anything came out of it. I'm kind of worried that some parts might be missing, but we'll see. We'll have to find out. I think we'll be good. I think we'll be okay. I mean, look at this. Even this hole too. And as I'm moving the box around, I definitely like lots of things feel very loose in there. So when we open it up, let's just hope this guy is not in pieces. So as for the width, the box is pretty much about 2 feet. Length is 27 inches, and the height is about 22 inches. So without further ado, let's just stab this open. And here we are. Contrary to what I kind of expected after seeing the box from the outside, everything looks to be packaged pretty nicely. All this stuff is wrapped up. Huge pieces in here. I think a lot of that jangling was these little, kind of hard to see by the way I'm holding my phone, but kind of hard to see, these little stakes inside the box. That'll be very important. We have his fur. We have a big foot. The man himself. And his absolutely massive base, which is not even fully assembled. This is 2 halves. All right, so I'm assuming this setup is going to be pretty straightforward. All right, so the first thing we want to do is snap this base together. So let's get that in. Uh-oh, this is going to be annoying. I think we need to use the hammer on this one because they don't want to be connecting right now. Oh, there we go. That shouldn't happen. I really shouldn't have to use a hammer to do that to the base. I know that happens, but I really wish it didn't. All right, so next are the feet. All you have to do, we have the leg poles. And now for the really interesting part, we're going to be putting on some of these, which has never been done before on any life-size animatronic, at least in like the commercial props industry. So this is really cool. This is really cool. All right, so they slide in here and then they attach with a little pin. All right, and now there we go. What's really great about these is that you can see how towards the thigh it's a lot wider, and as it goes down it gets thinner, which is very realistic, very cool. I really hope to see some more stuff like this. All right, so he's getting significantly taller now. Kind of worrying about whether or not he'll even fit in here, but we're gonna find out. completely missed that I was supposed to put his costume on before I started doing that. Legitimately touching the ceiling though. You can see, well, I don't know if you can see it too well, but he has, again, his waterproof, or just weatherproof connectors here, so that's great. Alright, so he has these big pieces of fabric. It's like a felt fabric. Alright everyone, a new day is upon us. I had to go to work, I couldn't finish setting him up, but we're back. I've cleaned up a little bit, everything's a little more organized. He just barely fits in this room. We have to put this shaping into his other arm. There we go. See, this arm is so much more straightforward because it's legit just going straight forward. We're gonna put this hand on. I think this is the last part. We put this piece onto his back. I want to just say that that with these pieces, these shaping pieces that are just kind of like very thin pieces of metal that just attach with a regular hook placement, they seem very fragile to me, especially because of the fact that they're literally just these like very thin pieces of metal, and I want to see some kind of improvement with that. My phone is currently being held by the evil pixie. Here's his adapter, by the way. Take a look at that. You know? Pretty nice. And alright, I think Bigfoot has been fully and properly assembled.
We'll see him in action.
Alright, so there he was in action, and this guy is insane. I ended up realizing that I set his arm up wrong at the end of the whole process. I accidentally put that arm on backwards, and it made his arm look super straight, and it really, like, I don't know, it was kind of looking awkward. I was still flipping out over how cool he looked, but definitely looked a little awkward, so be wary. I genuinely cannot get over how cool this guy is. Easily my favorite prop I own, and genuinely, I really don't know where he stands on my favorites of all time. If you were looking for a Bigfoot ever, Hopefully this guy satisfies that need, because it definitely does for me. I really don't think they could have done it any better. I really am just blown away by the look of him. His proportions are amazing. His structure is amazing. I mean, we're gonna go over here. I'll show you some close-ups. Again, he has that metal structure inside of his legs, and that goes all the way down to the bottom of his legs, which really just fills him out, makes him look totally like not floppy, not cheap. Again, he looks very sturdy, and he is very sturdy. He's very well built. He has a very strong base, fully outdoor rated. Again, he has these big plastic pieces. His head is totally plastic, which is very great. I don't have to deal with him, you know, dry rotting or anything. Very glad they didn't go overboard with that. His audio, as you can hear in the video, super creepy. Really like how it's more subtle as opposed to just like maybe screaming and growling, and thank God he does not talk. Seriously, that would have just obliterated this whole thing. Super incredible prop. I'm really blown away by this guy. I'm gonna go up close on the face again, just so you could see all this detail. And one thing I really love about him is the way his eyes light up. It's very subtle, and you really wouldn't notice the eyes are even lighting up right now, but it's a very faint, warm white LED inside, and it kind of just creates this little like glint, I guess, in his eye. And with the lights on, you don't really notice that they're on, but when they're off, he is very freaky. The eyes just kind of have this faint glow, almost looks like how you'd see a creature on a trail cam, or just any kind of like night creature. Sometimes, you know how like a raccoon or a possum, their eyes can kind of have this glow to them, and he just has that effect perfectly done. You can really tell they thought very hard about his design, how to make everything right, how to make everything as realistic as possible. And they just nailed it. Like, genuinely, they just completely nailed it. He's huge. His stance is amazing. He keeps that classic Bigfoot pose while also still not being just like a carbon copy of that original picture. He is $350. They do have a 15% off coupon kind of all the time, so you can just pop that on there and get him for a lot less. And yeah, I recommend this guy with all of my being. This thing is just insane. Just some more little close-ups on the hands here. He has this little patch of fur that goes along the fingers. Very simple paint job, but nothing really needs to be too crazy on him. Over here, same thing, big patch of fur on the foot. And then the bottom of these clothes have this really nice kind of like frilled thing where they just cut out at the fabric. Really nice, way better than just like a typical, you know, zigzag sort of cutting pattern. He has printed on fur, which is really great, and then that kind of transitions into the real fur. And you have his chest here, which is a printed on piece of fabric. I really kind of thought it was going to bother me at first. I wasn't really sure how I'd feel about it, but it makes sense why he needs to have it, because he moves around at the waist and it needs to be flexible, and it's really totally unnoticeable. His whole silhouette is kind of the most important thing here, and they really nailed filling in all of the space within it. Also, he's fully outdoor rated. Not sure if I mentioned that already. I probably did. But he's fully outdoor rated. And again, that is just an amazing part of this thing. Because Bigfoot, again, you find him outdoors. You're probably going to want to keep him up for a bit. And hopefully he can withstand the elements fine. That's pretty much all I've got to say about this guy. Highly recommend him. I'm really excited to see the future of HalloweenCostumes.com, because they have really knocked it out of the park this year. This guy is no exception. If you liked the video, give it a like, give it a comment, maybe even a share, and I will see you in the next one.